Q4 is right around the corner. I'm making this video on September 1st, but I want to talk to you about the game plan, at least my game plan. Hopefully you guys have some ideas that you can share down below, but let's get on with it. So without any further ado, let's go. Welcome back to the channel. This is John from Flippin Ain't Easy. And for those of you out there who haven't watched my channel before, I'm a full-time eBay reseller, and that's what I do. And that's how I make a living. The goal of this channel is really to just sort of share the things that I deal with. And hopefully, in turn, you're going to share some things that you deal with as well. And I learned a lot of stuff from you guys. Thank you for continually putting your comments down below. I certainly appreciate that. I read every comment. Don't always get to reply to all of them. I do my best, but please comment down below. And questions, comments, I certainly appreciate it. What are you doing right now? It's September, early September when you're watching this. I'm filming this on September 1st. By the time you watch it, it's going to be sometime early September. What are you doing right now to get ready for Q4? Q4 is officially a month away. And, you know, if you're not, ready right now, if you don't have your items, most of it listed, man, that train left the station. You're going to have to find another way. Call an Uber, get there, because Q4 is coming. And if you're going to cram for it, if you're going to just say, okay, I'm going to take the entire month of September, yeah, you might make some progress, but, you're not going to make as much progress as a lot of us has made, that have worked through the summer. I think to start the summer, I was like mid 250 as far as number of items in my store. I'm up to almost about 600, been working my tail off. And of course, that's factoring in all the sales that I've made. Looking at my numbers for just the month of August, I got to tell you, I am very optimistic, up 40% as far as it's compared to the month prior in sales. And that's pretty awesome. I think I sold about 250 items in August, and we're talking a month that had slow sales for a lot of us. Made pretty good money. I think it's probably one of my better months, but I can't let up. I have to keep going. And I think a lot of that is because I've increased the size of my store to about like 575-ish by the time you watch this video. And, I'm averaging maybe 5 to 7 items a day. On a slow day, maybe 3 or 4. On a good day, 10 to 12. And I think that a lot of it has to do with the size of store that I have. I think anytime you sell the kind of goods that I do, miscellaneous, different types of stuff, a lot of home goods, health and beauty, electronics, some clothing mixed in, you're going to sell about 1 for every 100 items that you have in your store. If you sell other kind of stuff that's saturated, let's talk about clothing. If you just sell clothing, you may see 1 for every 150 to 200 items in your store. And, really right now, my goal is to try to figure out, how do I continue my success? How do I sell more stuff? Because, it's great to have 500, 600 items. Maybe some of you have 1,000 plus items in the store, but I'm not a storage unit. I do not want to keep this stuff, stored, waiting for someone to buy it come the beginning of the year. Good thing is, a lot of this stuff that you guys saw has an average of about $2 to $5 cost of goods. It's what happens with liquidation. When you buy low, it allows you more opportunities to bring your price down from what the market is. Because, I may want $100 for an item. I may think that's what it's worth, but it isn't worth that unless you're willing to pay for that. And I got to be willing and have room to come down from that $100. It may be only selling for $75, and I have to be okay with that. And if I'm too deep, too far in cost-wise, if I'm into that for 40 or 50 bucks, it may not even be worth my time to have bought that item at 50 bucks just to make $15 after shipping and fees. So it's something that you need to look at. See how much room you have in your items, how far you can come down and still make a profit. The idea is, if you can make a few bucks on low cost, COGS, cost of goods items, if you can make a few bucks for it, take the money, move it on, put it into more product. I think between now and October is probably the last stop for really getting deals on merchandise. People are going to start grabbing up the stuff to sell for Q4, if not already. And this may be where you may have missed the bus, but hopefully if you're in the situation like I am with a ton of stuff to list and a few more big boxes of stuff on the way, you're going to have plenty enough work if you're listing 20, 30 items a day or more, depending on what you sell. For me, it's about items that have, I need to evaluate, I need to test, I need to clean, photo, and then, and only then, am I ready to list. I kind of do it in batches. 20 to 30 is about the sweet spot for me. I'm fine with that. I know I have probably about 1,000 items behind me. I'm good. And with the stuff coming, but how are you guys? Do you have a lot of merchandise to sell? Get on it. I'm telling you, Q4, if it doesn't sell in Q4, it's not going to sell. So, this is your time. Get it up. Know that if it doesn't sell, get rid of it. For me, I'm looking at comps. If the items aren't at least $20 plus the cost of shipping, because I don't do free shipping, then it's not going up. It's going into a special pile that I'm going to liquidate for someone who might have a need for smaller ticket items for their flea markets and stuff like that. I just sold 22 boxes of stuff like that. It was 22 boxes, but I wanted to get it out of my garage. That's how much of that stuff I accumulated. It's just stuff I didn't want to deal with. And I made $200 for the entire lot of it. But at the same time, I can make a video in my garage. I'm not stepping over big boxes, and I have room for the other stuff that I have coming. So it's just part of the flipping game, especially when you're buying liquidation. Take the stuff that has value, get it listed, and the stuff that really doesn't, don't spend your time listing $10, $20 items. I fell into that trap. I've actually fallen into that trap a couple times, just thinking, I can list it real fast. But really, your time is worth a little bit more than that. Maximize your earnings per hour by listing items that have more value. I'm hopeful to bring my average cost of goods up to like 30 to 40 bucks. I think it's like 25 to 30 right now. And that's even with the larger items selling. So it just kind of tells you, I need to weed out those smaller ticket items because I want to put in the effort. I don't mind putting 10 to 14 hours a day in, but if I'm not making a whole lot of sales, and maybe I'm making a lot of sales volume-wise, but if my numbers at the end of the day, my dollar-wise, isn't where I want it to be, I need to evaluate some things and maybe spend my time more wisely. So what am I doing to get ready for Q4? Well, here's what I've already done. I currently make offers to watchers every morning and every evening. Usually that's about 10 to 15 in the morning, 10 to 15 at night. Beginning of every month, so today when I made this video, I also set up another markdown sale, and I usually run it from the beginning of the month to the end of the month, doing a 10% markdown sale. I really think that does wonders for you in the algorithm. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to start accepting offers, best offers. So I kind of did that up until about October of last year with mixed results. I stopped taking offers from watchers because I was getting annoyed. You guys saw some videos before, but you know what? It's just like this. If you're going to get your low ballers, and for me, you got to work with your low ballers, do what you can. The way I'm going to do it is this. I'm going to list my price based on what the market is for that condition. Look at my cost of goods and kind of establish my lowest point that, let's say if someone was to come up to you and say, I'll offer you $30 for this $50 item, is your cost of goods going to allow you to do that? If you're into it for 20, no, you probably wouldn't. But if you're into it for 5, maybe 10, you might consider doing that, get the quick flip and move on. And that's kind of what I'm going to do. So in the settings, I'm going to have that, whatever that low number is, that's going to be, you have 2 boxes there. What is the lowest you'll take for this without haggling kind of thing? that's whatever that number is for you, you need to put that in that box. Now, what I do is I leave the bottom box empty, and that box is decline this offer if it's under a certain amount. I leave it empty. If they offered me $1 for that $100 item, you know what? It's a waste of your time, probably, but I'm still going to come back and say, you know what? If you're serious about buying this item, this is the best that I can do. Here's my number, and you know, let me know what you think. Now, if they come back with $2, I'm probably just going to say my initial price minus a penny or two, and you know, be done with it, or just decline it and move on. Even though I think a lot of you guys think that declining an offer hurts your sales, you know what? We guess a lot about things. I haven't seen any proof of that. I have not seen proof of that when I was declining crazy offers last year. I just didn't want to be bothered with the crazy offers, which is why I turned off best offer. But you know what? I'm going to come with it. I have 570 items in my store right now as we make this video, and I am not interested in storing this stuff. If I can take that $70 item and get 30 to 40 out of it, and I'm only into it for 5 or 10, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I suggest you guys do the same. In addition to that, every day, there's a video I made, I'll kind of post it right up here somewhere, where I'm deducting a very small percentage off of the price of my items for items that I've kind of modified it a little bit. Anything that's over a week old, I'm deducting 0.2% off of the price, as long as it's over $10. You know, at $10, if people aren't willing to buy it, it's probably not worth anything, or not much at all. So my low point, $10, that's as far I'll go down, because most of my items are $2 to $5 cost of goods, plus you're slapping shipping on top of that. So, you know, even if it sells for 10 after eBay fees, I'm going to still make a few bucks. That 0.2%, you're taking from your sale price and you're deducting it every day. And that 0.2% isn't much. We're talking 0.2% is 20 cents on a $100 item. It shows eBay that you're making constant changes to your items. Now, like I said, if it's still a new item, if it's older than a week, I'm going to utilize that formula. If it's still within a week since I've listed it, I'm not going to do anything with it. It's not going to be included with my bulk edit. And it takes about 5 minutes to do it using the bulk edit tool. Again, check out the video that I made about a month ago or so. Utilize that, modify it however you like. It's not a set in stone formula, something that I'm just kind of trying. I've had a great month of August. Almost 10,000 in sales for my store. And for August, that's pretty good. What are you doing to get ready for Q4? And what are you doing to get rid of your stuff? What's your plan? Because you need to have a plan in this business. I'm sharing mine with you. Share yours with me down below. But even if you don't want to share it with me, have a plan, okay? That's half the battle in this business, is looking at your successes, looking at your failures, doing more of what you succeed at, doing less of what you fail at. Learn from your mistakes, and only then you'll grow and get better as a reseller. I promise you, if you're trying to constantly get better, you follow advice of others, see what fits for your store, see what doesn't fit, and utilize it, you're going to do better as time goes on. That's for you newer sellers out there. So guys, comment down below, hit that like button. I certainly would appreciate it. While you're at it, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so that you're notified the next time I make a video. Whether you missed the train or whether you're comfortable right now just cruising along in first class to that destination we call Q4, just know that flipping ain't easy. And I want you guys to have a great weekend, and we will talk to you here in the next couple days.